Hi students, yesterday we have seen introduction to functions and now we'll see the second topic, that is call by value and call by reference. What is this call by value and call by reference, right? The functions can be invoked, right? It can be called, but it can be called in two ways. One is call by value, another one is call by reference. And how we have differentiated this means by the way how the parameter is passed to the function, right? So let us say what is call by value. From the name itself it is clear. I am going to call the function by passing only the value of the actual parameters to the formal parameters, right? So only the value will be copied. Till now yesterday we have seen one program where the value will be copied to the parameters, right? So in this parameter passing method, values of the actual parameters are copied to the function's formal parameters, and the actual parameters and the formal parameters are stored in a different memory locations. So any change you make inside the function will not be effective inside the main, or it will not be reflected in the actual parameters, right? Next we'll see what is call by reference. From the name itself it is clear that I am going to pass a reference. Here the reference means I am going to copy the address. The address of the actual argument is being passed to the formal parameters. So the address itself is being passed. So whenever you make any changes in the function, the changes will be effective in the main program, right? So I will repeat it once again. The functions can be invoked in two ways. One, you are going to call it as a call by value. The other is call by reference. And how you have differentiated this is by the way how the parameters are being passed to the function. And call by value means only the value is being copied to the function. So whatever the changes you make in the function will not be effective in the main program. Call by reference means here the address of the actual parameters are transferred to the formal parameters. So any change you make in the function will be effective in your main program, right? Now let us see some small examples for call by value and call by reference. So let us say swapping of two numbers, call by value, right? So you know what is swapping of numbers, right? So swapping of numbers means if I have a equal to 10, b equal to 20, swapping means what happens? A will become 20 and b equal to 10. Just interchange the values of two variables. For this we can use one temporary variable, right? Right. So here this I am going to implement using the function. This you can write it in main also. So here we will see the example using the function. So void swap int comma int. So here void is going to be a return type, swap is going to be the name of the function, and int comma int are nothing but the two arguments that we are going to take, right? So this you are going to call it as a function declaration, and so ends with a semicolon. And int main, right? Here the main program starts. So int a equal to 10, b equal to 20, I have assigned the value directly. Now here you can use the printf statement before swapping, and then you can print the values of a and b. I have missed here, so you can include it here. And then I can call the function swap a comma b, right? So control will be moved to the function. So in the function I have two arguments x and y. So here what happens is the value of a is copied to x. Similarly, the value of b is copied to y. Now here I am going to swap these two variables with the help of a temporary variable. So I have declared int temp. So temp equal to x. So I have assigned x to temp and I am assigning y to x. Now I am assigning temp to y, right? So now when you see here, what is the value I have got for x? 10, and here what is the value I have got? 20. So here I have temp equal to what now? Temp equal to x. What is my x? 10. And x is equal to y. What is my y now? 20. and y is equal to temp. What I have in temp? 10. So when you see here, I have interchanged my values 20 and 10. Here I have received as 10 and 20, but here it has been 20 and 10. Right, now return. If I return and if I go to the main program, printf after swapping, right, and then I am printing the values of a and b. Now when you check the values of a and b, it will not be 20 and 10 as it is in the function. It is only within this function because we have passed only the value and just we have returned the control back to the main program. So even after swapping, I will have a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. Is that clear? Why this happens is the function will take only the value. Suppose if you want to transfer the variable as it is, whatever the changes I want to do in the function that has to be effective in the main program, then you have to pass the value as a pointer. The address of the variable should be passed, right? That is nothing but call by reference. So the same program we'll see how we can do it with call by reference. Is that clear? So here again hash include stdio.h, and this is a declaration here. But here what we are going to do here is, it is not just int comma int. I am not going to pass just an integer variable. It is nothing but a pointer to an integer variable. Right? And what is this pointer is? I'll tell you what is pointer. Pointer is nothing but, see, this is a pointer. Pointers are nothing but, again it is a variables used to store the address of other variables. So it will not have value 5, 10, integer value and all the other things. It will usually have the address of integer variables or address of float, address of character, right? So data type, here I have, if I want to create a pointer for int, I can write data type here. Suppose if I am creating a pointer for float, then I will write float star p. Is that clear? Then it is nothing but a pointer variable that is pointing, or it is containing the address of the variable which is of type float. Clear? It is going to have only the address. But where it is now, what address it is going to have? It is going to have the address of the variable, and that variable is of type float. Clear? So here also what is the meaning? P is pointing to, P is having the address of A. The A is of type int. So here if I have int A, then that is a meaning here. Right? So int A is of type integer. That address I am assigning it to P. So what is P? P is going to be the pointer variable that is going to hold the address of the variable A. Now if I, through the pointer variable, if I want to access the value of A, then I have to refer star P. Clear? That is what we have done here. That is what we have done here. So int star comma int star. So what is the meaning here? I told you already in declaration you have to declare like it. Int star p. Then you will call p to be the pointer variable, right? So here I am going to have two pointer variables that is going to accept the address of two variables, and that two variables is of going to be of type integer, right? Now int a equal to 50, b equal to 100. So printf before swapping. Printf, I am printing the value of a and b. Now when you see here in this statement, what is going to be the output? The output is going to be 50 and 100, right? A equal to 50, b equal to 100. Swap ampersand a. Already I told you this ampersand refers to the address. Already in scanf we have seen what is this ampersand. Right? So ampersand refers to address. So address of A is being passed to the program. Whenever I pass address of A, the receiver should be what? Should be the pointer variable because we are passing the address. If I just write a, then here I have to write only int because a is an integer variable. But here I am passing the address of a, so the receiver should be what? Should be the pointer variable. How we will declare a pointer variable? We will declare a pointer variable like this. So here I need not represent the variable name, so just I can write int star. Clear? Right. So here I am passing the address of A, and here also I am passing the address of B. So the control will be transferred here. Right. Since I am passing the address here, it should be a pointer variable. How I am declaring a pointer variable? Int star P. But here instead of P I am going to use X. Here instead of for B I am going to use Y. So I am declaring one more temporary variable temp. Now here I am assigning the value. So this refers to the value of A. Right? Star refers to value. Star X means X is a pointer variable. If I write star X, then it refers to the value where the pointer is pointing. Pointer is pointing to A and the A order value. So I will write it as star X is nothing but value of A. So value of A will be given to temp. So in temp what I am going to have? Temp is equal to A. A is what? 50. And then star X, that is equal to star Y. What is my star Y? 100. Similarly, star Y is equal to star temp. Sorry, just temp. Just temp. What is my temp? 50. Clear? Now star X refers to the location actually where the A is stored in the memory, right? So in that place itself I am modifying the value, right? So star X refers to the location where the A is present now. That value, right? So that value is equal to 100. And Y, the actual location, Y is equal to 50. Now if I write here return, right? So the control will be returned here. Now printf after swapping A equal to, now here what is going to be the output? What is my A? A is having 100 and B is having 50. So here in this program it is sharing two different memory locations, whereas here it is using the same memory location. I am taking the same memory where A is being stored. I am taking the same memory location where the value of B is stored. So in that place I am modifying. Is that clear? This is called by reference. Right? So this is the output we have got. Right? Next we will move on to swapping three numbers. Right? So we have seen two numbers. So if I want to swap three numbers, how to do it? Because since it is given in your syllabus, I have taken this. It is going to be same like your two numbers. So here what I am going to do is, I am going to assign, say I have got A, B, C. Suppose A is 10, B is 20, C is 30. So I am going to have A equal to 20, B equal to 30 and C equal to 10. Like this way I am going to swap the values of three variables. Right? So this is the concept I have used. Again in call by value the changes will not be reflected in your main program. Right? So we have used a call by reference. So again I have int star. It is going to be the pointer variable int star and here I have to write ampersand A, ampersand B and ampersand C. Right? So in the same way we have done it. Right? So here I have used a temporary variable and I have assigned the value of X to temp and Y is been assigned to X. For Y I am assigning Z and for Z I am assigning my X value temp. Clear? It's a very simple program. Right. Now we'll see another program. Two programs we'll see, right, related to the functions. Right. Write a C program to check whether a given number is a palindrome. Already you have completed this in your lab, but now we are going to use the same program with the help of the functions. So what is a palindrome? The number should equal to the reverse of the given number. Then you call the number to be an palindrome. Even this applies to the string also, right? So whenever if I have 5225, if I reverse the number and if I write it again, I can write it as 5225. So these two numbers, the original number and the reverse of the number is same, so we are going to call this to be a palindrome. Now when you take this number 1 2 3 4, when I reverse the number it is going to be 4 3 2 1. These two numbers are not going to be same, so I am going to say that this is not equal, so it is not a palindrome. Clear? Right. So now we are going to do this palindrome with the help of the function, right? So I need a function. Let us take that it is going to return an integer value and it is going to accept the number. So it is going to accept the number for which I want to check whether it is a palindrome. And palind is nothing but the name of the function. You can give any name for your function. It is like variable. So you have the rules applied for your function name also. Now int main, right? So here I am going to have two variables, number and result. So here just a printf statement, printf palindrome, and printf enter the number to check. So whatever the number I want to check, that number I will get it from the user using scanf. So scanf %d ampersand number. So whatever the number the user types, that will be stored in number. And then I am calling the function palind by passing this number, right? And the whatever the value I am getting it from the function, that I am going to store it in a result. If result equal to 0, I am going to say it is not a palindrome. Else I am going to print that it is a palindrome. Now we will move on to the function, right? So int is a return type. Here I am going to accept the number, right? So now int temp, I am going to have one temporary variable, and then I am going to have a for reminder, and then for sum. So let us take the same example. So what is our example? 5 2 2 5, right? Now temp equal to num. So let us have my temp is equal to 5 2 2 5, right? Now while num is not equal to 0, here 5 2 2 5 is not equal to 0, so I am going to calculate the remainder. I have to reverse the string, reverse the number, right? So I need to take bit number by number, digit by digit, and then I have to store it to find the reverse of a given number. So I am taking a remainder equal to num modulus 10. So this will return you the remainder when you divide the number by 10. So when I divide the number 5 2 2 5 by 10, what is the remainder I am getting? What is the remainder I am getting, ma? So the remainder I am getting is 5. This 5 I will store it in remainder, right? And num equal to num by 10. So here I am going to divide this 5 2 2 5 by 10. So that is nothing but I will get it as 5 2 2, right? So this I will store it in num. Now my new number is 5 2 2. And sum is equal to sum star 10. So my sum is equal to 0 initially. 0 star 10 is going to be what? 0 plus what is my remainder? 5. So I will have only 5 in my sum. Clear? Next again I will go to the while loop. Now what is my num? My new num is going to be 5 2 2 because I have taken my last digit, right? So my new num is going to be 5 2 2. Again I will take 5 2 2 modulus 10. So here my last digit will come off. So in remainder I am going to have what? 2. So first time I have 5 and the next time I am going to have 2. So now my new num will become what? 522 divided by 10 is nothing but 52. Is that clear? So now sum is equal to, already I have in sum what? 5. Right? 5 into 10 is going to be what? 50 plus what is my new remainder? 2. So I will have 52 in my sum. Clear? Right. So now again I will move here. My num is going to be here now 52. So again I will take what? 52 modulus 10. Right? So 52 modulus 10 is again, what is the remainder? Again I am going to get the remainder as 2. Right? Now mine and my number will become 5. Right? So here again I have 52. So 52 into 10 is nothing but 520 plus 2. Right? So here I am going to have 522 in my sum. Right? So again I will go back here. My num is here is going to be 5. Right? So when I divide 5 modulus 10 is going to be what? 5. So in remainder I am going to have 5. And then 5 divided by 10 I will not have any value. I am going to have 0. Right? Right. So now sum is equal to, what is my sum now? 522 into 10 is nothing but 5220 plus 5. Right? So I will have my 5225 in my sum. Clear? Now my number is not equal to 0. It is false. The num is equal to 0. So I will come out of the while loop. Now I will check sum is equal to temp. Yes. My temp is 5225 and my sum is going to be 5225. Both the things are going to be equal. So I will return 1. So when it is going to be 1, then I will print it as a palindrome. If the number is not a palindrome, then I will return 0. Is that clear? Right. So just I am going to take digit by digit and then I am going to store it multiplied by 10 and then I am going to store it in a sum. I am going to add the remainder and I am going to store it in a sum. Right. Already you might have known this logic, but anyway, to recollect and how to write it in a function, I have taken this program. Right. So it is a very important program. In the same way, you can try whether a number is going to be an odd or even, whether a given number is a prime, what is a factorial of a given number, right? How to find out the length of a string without using string function by using the functions like this. So here I have used a function. In the function I have done everything and I am giving the result alone back to the main program. In the same way you can try all the questions. Clear? Right. Next we will see one more example. Write a program to check whether a given number is a perfect number. So what do you mean by a perfect number? So when you will say a number to be a perfect number is when it satisfies the following conditions. What are the conditions? Should be a positive number. It means it should be a positive number. And sum of its divisors excluding that number, right, should be equal to the number, right? Excluding that number should be equal to the number. Then you call that to be your perfect number, right? So it should be a positive number and the sum of the divisors excluding that number. So when you divide a number, right, and if you get the remainder equal to 0, then you call that number to be a divisor. And when you add all the divisors and if you get the same number, then you call a number to be a perfect number, right? Now we'll see with the help of the function. So already you have studied all these things, but anyway, how to write it in using the functions. Okay, right, hash include stdio.h an int. Here for the perfect number I have got per, and it is going to take one integer value. This is a function declaration. What is a function declaration? Function declaration will tell the compiler that there is going to be the function that is going to accept the int as an argument, and it is going to return the int as a result, right? And it also tells you how to call, right? By passing how many parameters I have to pass to call this particular function. Now int main. Now int number and result. So I'm going to get the number for which for what number I need to check, right? So printf, this is a perfect number program. So here I'm going to read the number using the scanf, and result is equal to, I'm going to call the function by passing the number, right? If the result is equal to 0, I will say not a perfect number, else I'm going to print the number is going to be the perfect number, right? So here this is going to be the function. Here the number is going to be passed here. Let us take the same example, 28, right? So here I am going to declare some local variables. So int sum is equal to 0 and I is equal to 1, right? So I am going to check whether I is less than num. So till I reach 28, I can try all the divisors, all the numbers, whether that is going to be the divisor for that particular number. So if num modulus I equal to 0. So first I will take 1. 1 is less than 28. Yes, 1 is less than 28. Condition is true. Now 28 modulus 1. So what is going to be the answer? Modulus means it is going to return you the remainder. The remainder is equal to 0. So in that case what I am going to do? In that case I am going to add some 0. 0 plus 1. I will add 1. Right? The next time I plus plus. So again I will go. Now the I value is 2. So I will check 2 less than 28. Condition true. So again I will divide. 28 modulus 2. Again it is in 28 can be divided by 2. So again the remainder is equal to 0. So I will plus 2. Again I will go I plus plus 3. 3 is not divisible. So this condition will not be executed. Again I plus. Only if the condition is true, this statement will be executed. If it is false, then automatically it will come to I plus plus. Right? If it is true, it will execute this statement and then it will come to I plus plus. Right? Right. So I plus plus means 3, 4. I become, for 3 it is not divisible. So it becomes 4. 28 divided by 4, it is divisible. So I will add 4 with this. So I will add 4 with this. Then I plus plus, it becomes 5. So again 5 is not divisible. Right? 28 modulus 5 is not equal to 0. So this statement will not be executed. So I will be incremented. I will be 6. Again for 7 it is divisible. So I will add 7 here. Right? 7. Next again I plus plus 8. For 8 it is not divisible. 9 not divisible. 10 not divisible. 11 no. 12 no. 13 no. 14. So when 14 comes, 14 into 2 is equal to 28. So in that case again it is going to be the thing. So I will add it. Okay. Now 15, 16, 17, none of these numbers will be divisible. So I will keep on incrementing. Now when I increment it becomes 28. I 28, num is also 28. So the condition becomes false. It will come out. Right? So in that case what? Sum is equal to num. Yes. What is my sum? It is going to be 28. And what is my num? My num is also going to be 28. So I am going to return 1. So when I return 1, I will check whether result equal to 0. But my result is going to be 1 here. So in the else part I will print it is a perfect number. Clear? Alright, with this I am completing the introduction. So tomorrow we will see some of the programs related to it. See, I want everyone to go through the videos. If you are not go through it, then it will be very difficult for you at the last. minute, right? Thank you.